using our sense of the world to make sense of the world. World peace through individual strength. Your only no nonsense podcast. Welcome back to the Best Feeling Network. I'm your host, Herbie, and this is Pow Go On. Today's topic: beauty. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, they say. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Today we talk about beauty. And you might think that I'm talking about inner beauty right now. I'm actually talking about that physical beauty. Beauty. What the hell is beauty? We're talking about beauty today. We're talking about beauty today. What is it? How do you get more of it? What the hell is it? You know? I'm really like, what is it? Like, when you look at someone, how do you know they're beautiful, man? What is that? What is that? Is this some scientific thing? Maybe. Hope you're feeling from the spine. Shout out Herbie Like for the host. We appreciate you. What is beauty? They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Today we talk about how to be beautiful. How to be beautiful. What the hell are you talking about, Herbie? On Pow Go On. We're talking about how to be beautiful. It is Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021. 6:31 a.m. Good morning. We're getting that message out there. I really appreciate you, Herbie Like, for that host. If you are here on DLive, YouTube, or Twitch, wherever you are, whenever you are, wherever thou art, remember that these will be as VODs, that is video on demand, on Twitch, as well as you can find these videos on YouTube when this stream is over. Every day, we might be a little bit looser than they, but every day. Today, 6:32 in the A. Welcome. Good morning. I hope you're feeling well out there. We do want to get these at 5:30 in the morning, but just like everything, we're slowly overcoming together. We're slowly overcoming together, right? It's gonna be an adventure together, guys. Think of this like the underground moments. This is an underground cast. If you're here today, you got the message somehow. Welcome. You got here before we're corporate, and we're here every day at 5:30 in the morning. That's what we'll be. That's what we'll be one day. So thank you for being here. As long as the message is every day. Because every day, you should be feeling the front of the spine and feeling the weight of the body into the rainbow arches at all the times. And then once more, feel the front of the shins, and don't make a homie say it again. And remember that you do not sit on your legs. You do not sit on your legs. Go in the mirror right now, or whenever, if you're done looking at the ghosties, go in the mirror and tell yourself to place the weight of the body down the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all of the times. And then feel the front of the shins. Remember that you do not sit on your legs, and then see what happens to your face. What happens? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Isn't that so true? By the end of this, you're going to be beautiful, guys. You're already a godlike, beautiful being. You feel beauty, so you are beauty. Have you ever looked at anything and been like, wow, that's beautiful? Then you have been beautiful. You are beauty. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Today we talk about beauty and how to be beautiful. Because what the heck even is beautiful, right? What is beautiful? Good skin, no freckles, or maybe like tall, or maybe the eyes are symmetrical. Well, what is all that? Maybe the eyes are symmetrical. So symmetry is beautiful. Why? Because like math? What about the art that's not symmetrical? Is that not beautiful? Right? Beauty is not as simple as symmetry, though there may be links. There may be links, but why would symmetry be beautiful? Why would having a smile of a certain angle be beautiful? Have you ever heard of the golden ratio in nature? They talk about like if you want to go all this math stuff, they talk about this number that's like just reoccurring in nature. It's like the curvature that flowers even bloom, and then you find it in our body, and then you find it in like all sorts of different things in the world, in the universe, curve at a certain angle, which oftentimes is associated with a specific number with that angle. And that's often associated with beautiful. When I'm doing this spiral thing, if you can't see on the cast, I'm making a spiral with my fingers, and the perfect ratio is often seen with like the spiraling. If you spiraling, we'll get a picture one day. Thing. It's a spiral, so it's a spiral as it gets smaller, reduces by a certain ratio. That ratio is supposed to be reoccurring in nature. It's supposed to be beautiful to the human. What is beauty? Do other animals experience beauty? Decent questions, right? We're going to talk about beauty. We're going to talk about beauty and how to be beautiful. We're going to talk about beauty and how to be beautiful, because what is beauty if not defined by us? We are the viewers. We are the observers of the world. We are the observers of the world. So what is beautiful is defined by us. Before we move on, I'd like to invite you to feel the weight of the body with the front of your spine with me for a minute, It's early morning. So before we talk about being beautiful, I want you to remember to place all the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all the times, no matter what you're doing. No matter what you're doing. Are you at the computer? Maybe at your desk. Maybe you're brushing your teeth. Are you feeling in front of your shins? Remembering not to sit on your legs. Are you remembering to allow these words pass through one ear, not the other? As you remember that you do not sit on your legs. You beautiful godlike creature, you. One more time, are you placing the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all the times? You may need to adjust if it's something that feels better to you. And then are you feeling in front of your shins? Placing the shins into your awareness simply. The front of your shins into your awareness, not those fleshy calves behind it that don't hold any weight. But the front of thy shins, as you remember that you do not sit on your legs. How does that feel? How does your sense of sense feel? Your sense of self feel? You beautiful godlike creature, you. How does that feel to you to place the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all of the times? Feel the front of the shins, and then remember, you do not sit on your legs. Does that feel beautiful? What is beauty? I want you to ask yourself, what is beauty? As we spend a moment with me to listen for a few different things in the room. Why do we do this? To exercise and energize the muscles around our ears to press our skulls onto our atlo-occipital joint, just this front of this, which is this where the spine meets the head. Get a nice connection, nice solid, nice, feels so good connection with the skull onto the front of the spine, at the very top of the spine, where the AO joint exists. We listen for 7 different things in the room. Or maybe outside the room, where you listen for maybe a jet plane outside. Did you hear that? Or maybe you just heard that clicking that came from the mic. Switch the awareness to something in your room. Maybe to your chair that you're creaking in. Sometimes they say you can listen for your heartbeat too. And shift that awareness to maybe someone talking outside. Leaves falling. Then back in towards maybe your hair rustling across your ears. Centered ourselves. reminding ourselves of where we are literally in the world, reminding ourselves and exercising our awareness like a muscle, as it is, in fact, a muscle, as it is indeed a muscle, your awareness. How do we know it's a muscle? Well, as you're placing the weight of the body down the front of the spine, how is it knowing that you're placing the weight of the body down the front of the spine? Micro muscles, micro movements, electrical signals sent to your muscles. Find out what's going on with it. Little micro movements, little micro coordinations. As you're placing the weight of the body down the front of the spine in instant rib arches at all times, feeling the front of the shins, and that you do not sit in your legs. It is a muscle, this awareness thing. In fact, is our awareness, in fact, is heavily related to our physical body, physical form. Can you not shift your awareness from your left arm to your right arm? And doesn't your right arm feel a little bit different than your left arm every day? As you're even imagining the idea of words coming from one ear into going into one ear and then out the other, doesn't that shift your body a little? Aren't there micro movements or maybe macro movements in muscular groups when even thinking about feeling the front of the shins? What does that do to your body? Indeed, awareness itself has to do a lot with movement, muscles pulling each other, muscles being activated and contracted by electrical impulses sent by the brain or other places from the body as it communicates with itself. Intra body commands. The body talks to itself and pulls against itself. The awareness itself is a muscle, are muscles that often get used. With awareness, they activate. Not using them consciously, but plenty of muscle groups in your body are associated with simply becoming aware of certain. How do you become aware of the front of the spine? Well, your body has to send electrical signals to the muscles in that area to confirm that they're there. They shall not contract should they not be there. So to confirm to your body sends electrical signals to these muscles. Which muscles? Well, the muscles that it uses to become aware of those areas. It's not going to be using the gigantic muscles. Those are being used for other things. Those are being used for your actual motor function. But the same way your body will twitch, you've been asleep in class or somewhere you shouldn't have been sleeping. If you had a body twitch, you know all about this. In fact, yes, even when you lose a limb, or should you imagine that there is a limb somewhere where there is not, your body will still send electrical signals there to see if it's there. Your body must confirm with the physical world what's there. The evidence is in the fact that when you place your weight of the body down the front of the spine and instant rainbow arches, you're feeling fine. Instead of placing the weight on the back of the spine, you never put the weight on the back of the spine, where it houses the nerves. It shields the nerves like a flexible shield. You're not supposed to place weight there. Alas, your body still can if it wants to. And not feel beautiful. Get all this tension, compensatory muscle contractions that will harden there and stabilize you through compensating muscles. You can shift your awareness, which will pull certain muscles because your balance is shifting. Your entire body is this body bag of muscles, this complex web of muscles to even stay balanced upright. Isn't that crazy? Balancing upright is such a task. You think about how three-dimensional your body is. How the heck do we stand up and stay agile, do all these crazy acrobatics, backflips, front flips, sit on a computer for 12 hours, handle customers for 24, 48 hours at a time? Our bodies can do all these crazy tricks, right? all the while still staying balanced. We're designed to stay balanced. You're placing the weight of the body down the front of the spine and not the back of the spine. And then remembering that we do not sit on our legs. We're designed to stand upright, which is crazy, right? It's insane. Our body, the fact that our bodies could stand up alone, just look at a tree. A tree is like us in the sense that it's round like this. It has like a trunk. And it can stay upright. But that's a tree. It can stay upright because it's a tree. As in, it's round, but that's all it is it's just round mass. It's round, stiff mass. What are humans? Round, flubsy, half mass, half bone things that on its own will just lie down, be on its side, but then somehow can also stand up just fine on its own, like by its own accord. Even if it's like had 12 shots at that night, it could still stand up and just balance itself like that. What the heck? And it's like a moving creature that's not rooted in the ground. It's above ground, can jump and stuff. Just think about how crazy your body is. And here in Pao Go On, we're all about self-awareness. We're all about stretching that awareness. That awareness and feeling the beauty of that body, how crazy you are. You're designed to be upright, and that's beautiful. What is this beauty thing? We relate it a lot of times to being, woo, for human beings, it's like, woo, you got this like, this shape, right? Beauty is this shape. Not in just the face, as well as the body. Not in just the body, but also in the face. What is this beauty thing? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, which is us, right? Us crazy creatures, us friggin' running trees. We're like running fleshy trees that also can digest. And then you got this whole mechanism of just like factory inside of you that is not only digesting and storing food and metabolizing food so you can use it and like have all this energy to do all these things, but also a pump which is pumping air into your body in and out as you're doing all those other things. What a crazy creature you are. What a beautiful creature you are. And yet on the outside looking so calm and so united despite many different activities going on the inside. On the outside looking calm and ready. On the inside, right? Mom spaghetti. On the outside, we look calm and ready. It's insane. We can eat mom spaghetti. We can breathe in and out. And also on the outside, look calm and ready. You beautiful creature, you godlike creature, you. And all the while standing up, able to move around. You are not a tree. You are much better than a tree. But what does better even mean? You know, but so we have this balance thing, right? We have this balancing, this thing of this idea of being upright that we associate with beauty. And why do we know that? Well, balance itself, right? You ever go stone stacking? You ever seen stacked stones? Now, why do we like that? Because we like stones? Because it's cool that stones exist? Yeah. But what are stones usually? Uneven, hard to balance. So when there is balance, isn't that kind of beautiful? What is beautiful? How about in a person? What is beautiful? If you're out there, what are you thinking about? What is beautiful in a human? Is it still motion? Or is it in motion? Is it a feeling? Like feeling the front of the shins? Or is it a look? What is beauty? How is it possible that a car could be beautiful and also a human being is beautiful? How can you apply such variably different terms Yet it's the same term. Yet it's variably different meanings of this term. Same term, largely variable meanings to all sorts of things. Can music be beautiful? Are you with me? What are we talking about? What is beauty? We're gonna get there. We're almost there, guys. I want to ask you a few more times though. What else do we find beauty in? Lights, right? Lights are one of them. Like it's the answer then. What else? What else is beautiful? The sound of a baby's crying? Maybe. A voice could be beautiful. What we seem to be describing here is that, and why it's so difficult, is beauty, and the word beauty is an inside world. It's an inside world word. A word about the self. Using our sense of self, using our sense of the world to make sense of the world. One of the gigantic missing aspects of our culture, as we look at our culture being longhand for cult, right? Culture being longhand for cults, right? As we were saying, humans are religious by nature. So, looking at the world, the culture, what they seem to be looking at is only half the world, as in the outside world, ignoring the fact that there is also an inside world. Currently, we use the outside world to help us determine and inform us our information about our inside world, instead of just looking straight at our inside world. We're looking at the outward expressions of how to define ourselves on the outside world. So we live on the inside world, but we're looking at the outside world to define our inside world. Crazy talk. Let's just go straight to the inside world. Get rid of the middleman. Look straight at the inside world. Beauty. No wonder beauty can get applied to cars. Can get applied to humans. Can get applied to dogs. Can be applied to music. Can be applied to a plan. Like a heist could be beautiful. Beautiful. Why is this possible? Because beauty is describing a feeling. Something on the inside world. Something that we totally ignore right now in culture. It's just like, culture's like, yo guys, everything is in the outside world. Because we don't have really words to describe the inside world. But now we do. We got more than a feeling, we got the front of the spine. Place the weight of the body on the front of the friggin' spine. Sit your ass down and feel the rainbow arches. And feel the front of your shins. And remember, do not sit on your legs. Feel the front of the shins. Don't make a homie say it again. And place the weight of the body down the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all the time. You know? Beauty is that feeling. More than a feeling. How is it possible that we can apply the word beauty to so many different things? Is that it's a feeling. And we are not totally associated with the idea of placing the words feelings. We're not totally used to placing words to these feelings. It might be uncomfortable to talk about the feelings themselves, seeing as we don't usually have language to help anybody feel those feelings. What are those feelings? How do you get on the same page about feelings? Are you feeling good right now? No. I do want to thank you for being here as well, by the way. Thank you so much for hanging out. What is this beauty thing? A feeling. Since you're always this observer in the middle of your universe, how do you know something is beautiful? It feels beautiful. You apply that beautiful feeling to other things, you're like, oh wow, that makes me feel beautiful, so that's beautiful. It's this inside world, right? It's this inside world. It's this inside world. As the universe is the observable universe, and then you are the observer. As we describe the world, Beauty is ours. Beauty is ours. Beauty is yours. When you look in the mirror, you feel good. What you're looking at, that's beautiful. There was an issue of always having that beautiful response always associated with other people, right? Previously, you'd be like, yeah, how do I know it's beautiful? Well, they say it's beautiful. They say it's beautiful. Always looking at the outside world to help us describe our inside world, right? No language to really help us describe this inside world. No language to know if this inside world could be calibrated so other people could speak about it or so that we could speak about it to other people. No language for that. So how did we know something was beautiful? Was somebody that we cared about or somebody that we respected or wanted an opinion from told us that it was beautiful and we respected their opinion. But what did they think? How did they define if it was beautiful? Us human beings are loving creatures. So the idea of going in on somebody's art and telling them critiques gets complicated as we are very loving creatures and humans of all sorts and all walks of life might have different ideas of what it means to criticize or what it might mean to support an artist or maybe support someone in their endeavors towards maybe being a judge. And so they need guidance on how to properly hold themselves. So they might need an honest opinion. The idea of supporting someone in their goals might be different for different people in the world. Some people might be valuing the idea of being agreeable at this moment and telling them and really raising their spirits in a visceral way, in a spiritual way. So when we're asking for advice of whether or not I am beautiful, or whether or not we think that my plan towards my goal is beautiful. If someone ever asked you that, right? If someone said, "Hey, do you think my goal towards that plan is beautiful?" You'd be like, "What?" First of all, and second of all, you'd be like, "Pal, go on." Beautiful. Well, does it make me feel beautiful? Beauty is a feeling. Words that we usually have for feelings are usually very vague and muddled. But what if they weren't vague and muddled? What if you can see clearly if it was beautiful or not? As in, you're placing the weight of the body down from the spine and then feeling how that feels or not. As in, you are asked, hey, you look in the mirror, you say, hey, you godlike creature, you. What is beauty? Look in the mirror and you say, hey, you place the weight of the body down the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. And is it easy for you to retrieve that feeling when you look at something else? Well, if you see a sunset that makes you run towards it, aka put your weight on the body on the front of the spine as you're moving towards it, and then your legs start moving you towards this sunset, which would mean that you're no longer sitting on your legs, right? And maybe as you're hitting the ground, the pressure from hitting the ground makes you feel the front of your shins, right? Doesn't that energize you more towards the sunset and that feeling? How does that feel? You look at a plant in life. How does that make you feel? Does that give you that same kind of feeling of wanting to move forward, of this beauty feeling that you associate with things that make you smile, make you feel sweet on the inside? Does it make it easier to feel the front of the spine? Does it happen for you automatically? Does it make you not sit on your legs automatically? Indeed, if it was a solid, gaugeable, and very visible existence of a feeling that you had at much more command, almost like a language, would we then not be able to gauge what this beauty is? Beauty is a feeling, right? So how does it feel to place the weight of the body on the front of the spine as we take a break into the rainbow arches at all the times? You feel in front of the shins. Don't make me say it again. And then remember that you do not sit on your legs. I want to invite you to feel beautiful. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, indeed. As in, beauty is a feeling in you. Don't you have an eyeball? So what you saw, you think it's beautiful when you look at it? Isn't that beautiful then? I want to invite you to not sit on your legs. Feel the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all the times. I'm your host, Herbie. This has been Padawan. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Welcome back to Padawan. Welcome back to Padawan. Did you feel a bit of the body down from the spine into the rainbow arches at all times? And how does that feel for you? I hope you're feeling well out there. Maybe you're walking back into your car. Maybe you're walking back to your house. Whether it's dark or whether it's not, you're feeling great out there. Feel the front of your shins. Feel the front of your shins. Remember, you do not sit. So we have these things called mirror neurons, right? We have these things called mirror neurons. This episode about beauty. We have these things called mirror neurons in our brains, which apparently will fire off. Posting this link on the Twitter for once, guys. Oh, right. So because last time and because of the schedule of all these, I decided it was appropriate that we get a Twitter on this thing. So Padawan now on Twitter, catch us on there and yell at me when we miss a show. The problem with shows being at different times and unpredictable is that they shouldn't be unpredictable unless they're like an underground rave, which maybe we are. And the issue is this feeling of just like blockedness that I always hated when I would track my favorite video game developers, my favorite YouTube artists, my favorite music artists. The most frustrating thing was the lack of communication. And so I think having an open line of communication has to be a damn good thing. So please follow us on Twitter if that's your thing. Catch us on Twitch, DLive, YouTube. And let's see if we can talk. We can say like we live. I believe we're live. We're live. We're live. Join and feel amazing. Feels so good. Feels so good. We have these things called mirror neurons in our brains, which activate when we see, for example, another human being smile at us. our mirror neurons fire in a complete mirror of what we see. A smile, there's a neuron in our brain that does the same smile. Whether or not you can even imitate it, these mirror neurons are firing. Whether or not they are imitated perfectly on the outside, these mirror neurons are firing. Partly to help you learn these things, but mostly so you can understand what's even happening, what you're even looking at. What the heck are we looking at here? These mirror neurons will fire off and give you this 3D idea from the inside of your head. That's what you're looking at. It's like a mixture of visual and mentality thinking. As your eyes will do something, or your eyes will see something out in the world that might be really far away from you, and your mirror neurons will fire off inside of you, trying to recreate what it thinks is going on over there. They say that couples, after dating for a while, end up looking alike. Is that a coincidence, or is it mirror neurons and micro coordinations? Is it mirror neurons that are syncing their bodies in a physical way, in a real way? Maybe these mirror neurons, as they grow, as they fire off more consistently with the same people, the same person over time, these connections get stronger. They become, as we know, in the brain, the stronger connections get used most often. We rely on them. Why? Because humans, again, are religious in the sense that they do things on a certain amount of faith. As in, when you hang out with the same person for a while, you can relax and be yourself because you have this sense of faith that you guys will sync up. What is that? Mirror neurons, maybe? Creating these strong connections. Nothing new. Nothing new. No new information really here. Just reaffirming what you already know about the world. These mirror neurons things, these syncing up things, kind of nice. So we have these mirror neuron things. We have these mirror neuron things that fire off and imitate and help us understand what other people are doing. So when a face smiles, what is that, right? How do we know a face is beautiful? How do we know a face is beautiful? Well, does it not make you feel beautiful? Does it not reflect that they feel beautiful on the inside? And what would that look like? Possibly balanced. Possibly balanced. So that these rainbow arches can get their proper attention on each side. And that so both lungs, left and right, and back to front, can get equal distribution of air. Doesn't that feel so good? So that keeps you upright again. And what does being upright do? Being upright helps you get the next breath of air even better than the last, right? Or at least the same amount. So should your body be balanced horizontally, vertically, forward and back, left and right, in all directions as it balances, doesn't it make it easier to feel the front of the spine and into the rainbow arch at all other times? And we associate this upright architecture, not straight, but upright, balanced, right? Curved spine. Our balance will feel upright, but our spine itself is curved, although it might feel that our weight is being distributed in a straight way. Our spine is curved. Our spine is curved, but we maintain this upright physical stature using the spine as a curve. As we know, that tree branches or tree trunks are straight up and down, but they don't move, they're not flexible, but somehow ours is able to have this outward expression of uprightness, and still be moving, still be constantly changing. Well, we have an uprightness that is achieved through the use of many curved things. Many things working together in conjunction with one another to create this outward balance, right? So how do you know that someone's beautiful? And when you look at them, do you not feel that beauty? Does it make your body do all the things it needs to do to feel beautiful? And when you look at their face, is it not reflecting someone that is feeling beautiful on the inside? Is that not beauty? Because what is beauty? How do you define beauty? How do you know that something's beautiful? Your brain inherently knows it. How does it know it? Your brain inherently knows it, yet it's not as simple as placing two pens together and saying, here, now we have two pens. It's not as simple as just a mathematical equation, right? So what is it? It has to be an inner world experience, right? An inner world feeling as replacing the weight of the body on the front of the spine into the rainbow arches at all times. Does it make you feel the feeling associated with beauty? Because what is this feeling? Or what is this beauty thing? We're looking into nature. We can add all these numbers to it. Meaningless. Because we could still tell beauty instantly, right? Do we not associate beauty with this feeling? They say they like a symmetrical face. What's a symmetrical face? Is it not a face that is being properly balanced onto its body? Does that not imply that they're breathing well? Does that not imply that they can help you overcome suffering if they're breathing well? Is that what beauty might be? Is that where beauty might lay? As we're trying to overcome suffering in the world. Hello again. We're back from how many episodes we've been doing now? Right? Spoilers. We're looking to overcome suffering in the world. This is yesterday's episode. Today's episode is beauty. But as we're looking to overcome suffering in the world, is beauty not that feeling? Has beauty got that feeling for you? And what is that feeling? Is it not a better breath? Is it not the feeling of balance so that you are guaranteed a better breath next? Is it not that feeling of wanting to move forward towards something that is attractive to you? What is attractive if not attracting you? So when you remember that you don't sit on your leg, or something reminds you that you don't sit on your legs, is that not what beauty does to you? Make you move towards it. Feel the front of your shins. Pull your body forward. Pull your attention forward towards what? Towards the front of the spine. What is this beauty thing? Symmetrical faces? Well, what does that imply? Maybe the body's balancing itself properly on itself. It's getting a good breath. Maybe if a face has a certain amount of symmetry, it implies that their head is resting on their spine a certain way, which means that they're breathing a certain way, which means that they can help you overcome certain things in a certain way. You know what I mean? Oh, but like their face isn't symmetrical. Well, maybe the overall face is clearly balancing itself. And what do we mean by balance? Well, maybe literally balancing itself. Like, as in, maybe the eyebrows are shaped different. Maybe the cheek is higher or something. Maybe they hold their head like that. And all these things. Well, that's how they balance their head on their spine. So, whatever that might mean, there's all these complex ideas, right? Wow, look at that angle. What can those be related to? What kind of muscular tensions? What kind of things might be? What kind of body-like ideas about their conceptions about their own body would cause them to balance their head like that? And doesn't your breathing affect your choice making? So how well your head is balanced on your body might tell a lot about your inner state, your inner world. How does your face look when you place the weight of the body down in front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all the times? How does your body change when you place the weight of the front of the shins into your awareness? And then you remember that you do not sit in it. Did you know that the back 1/3 of your tongue is actually vertical? Up and down. Up and down. The back 1/3 of your tongue is vertical. As in this area. So kind of drapes like that. So it's like the back 1/3 of your tongue is like vertical. And if we're looking this way, like, and there you go. And then like the next 2/3 become horizontal. And the back towards the throat, back 1/3 of it is actually vertical. Up and down. Up and down. And so as we're learning different techniques to bolster our knowledge of breathing, to know that the back 1/3 of the tongue is vertical, if we can directly see how it's affecting the face as you're looking into the mirror or whenever, maybe the picture. See it for yourself. You know, it is something you can see for yourself of how your body chooses to display itself on the outside or how the muscles end up looking, depending on what kind of truths you're aligning to, how much conflict there is in your face. It'll be depending on how much conflict there is in your internal body map as your head tries to rest onto your AO joint. As your whole body is one whole body composed of parts, right? But each part of your body is a part of the whole. So you have this whole body. I am all Herbie. Also, I'm a Herbie that is composed of a left hand that is separate and different than a right hand, that is separate and different than my neck. And each vertebrae is different. Different components, but all the same person. Right? A car has wheels. A steering wheel on the inside has seats, individual components, but also when you shift your awareness, you can recognize it all as one car. So as your body is this interwoven, connected highway of information to itself, right? Never disconnected, yet all separate at the same time. Then does the organization of the inside body map, the internal body map, and the shift in your body, as it reorganizes itself inside as you place the weight of the body anywhere in your body, doesn't the face shift because we are this interwoven, connected machine, right? As it tries to balance for different organizations in the body, does every part of the body not move along with it? Are we not movers in every sort of way? Are we not absolute movers in every sort of way? Even as we sleep, are we not constantly moving? Even when we're just sitting here, we're moving, we're breathing, knowing yourself. And where you place the weight of the body, maybe it isn't on the front of the spine. Maybe it's hard to feel that, you know? It might be difficult. But would that conflict not show in the face? Instead, should you be very well acquainted and very familiar with placing the weight of the body down the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all the times, which is just part of the design. It's a neutral thing. It's just part of the design. You're feeling the front of the shins. And then you remember that you do not sit on your legs. Are those new things that you did not know about yourself in the past? It is you, is it not? Yeah, well, it's like this anatomy thing. It's like this human thing, but is that not you? Are you not one of those human things that they have studied, that we have learned about, that we have learned from, that we have gotten thousands of years learning about? Yes, you are beautiful individual you, but should you not also be an individual? Or are you not also an individual that is in the same kind of fleshy, pilotable machine that everybody else is in? As the design is placing the weight of the body down the front of the spine and not the back, where there's even holes on either side, about the size of a finger, that nerves get through, at the front. Placing the weight of the body down the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all of the times. Things that you didn't know about yourself, maybe? Maybe are these new things about yourself? So is it possible that learning about yourself, knowing about yourself, can make you beautiful? Why is that? Knowing the truth about yourself can make you beautiful. Why is that? Well, is there anything more true than the bones that you are standing upright through? Is there anything more true than these bones that exist right inside of you? Here and now. These bones are here in the present moment, and then the next moment that you're in, and then this moment that you're in. Your bones are right there with you. Even when you close your eyes, even when you go outside, or even when you stay inside and sleep in, bones are always there. It's just there. It just is, right? It's just a part of you. As you become more acquainted with the design, are you not learning more about yourself? And does that not feel good? Just the truth about yourself. As you're learning more about these bones, which are present in the moment and not in the future, but these bones that are in the moment, it's just true, right? How do you know it's true? Because it's just there all the time. You close your eyes, and the next day, it's just there every time. So it's a truism, right? How do you know that this phone is true? Well, it stays here in space and time and it just sits there. It's true over and over. To the next moment, to the next moment, to the next moment. It just is. Physical object is true because it is. It just is there, right? It just is. If it wasn't there, then okay, it's not true right now. Or you don't know if it's true. It might be there, it might exist, it might not. But if it's there right in front of you, it's in physical space reasserting itself over time, then it's there. And your bones are certainly there even when you close your eyes. Even when you're in dream mode, is this dream mode not happening in this bionical mechanism that has a spine, which has a design? You're supposed to place the weight of the body on the front of the spine, not the back. Even while knowing that while sleeping, how you're organized, would that not help breathing? So knowing yourself can actually help yourself balance because as you know your own design, your design naturally causes you to be upright. And what does being upright do for you? Well, you get a good breath. You get to get an easy access to something making you feel beautiful because isn't beauty a feeling? And you say, Herbie, no, I want to be beautiful. I don't want to feel beautiful. I want to be beautiful on the outside. I want to look beautiful. But what looks beautiful? Someone who's breathing well, as in your face ends up aligning itself in a symmetrical and balanced way if you're breathing symmetrically and balanced on the inside. Because the head is indeed the front mask, no pun intended, or pun intended. Your head is indeed the front mask of your breathing mechanism, of your respiratory system. It is the face, quite literally, of your respiratory system. How symmetrical is your face? Well, how well is it balancing on your head? How well are your features allowed to balance and let themselves relax? Maybe the left side of your face is less relaxed than your right side because you have whatever body map conflict around your rib cage. Where do these body map conflicts come from? Well, not knowing the truth about our body. Perhaps tricking ourselves, perhaps thinking that we want to keep our left shoulder higher because we hold a tote bag there and we want to look cool for 5 days a week as we walk to our homeroom class. So maybe we start ignoring what our body looks like and what our body is in favor for what we want our body to look like. That might be why we have some body conflict. So let's return to feeling the weight of the body on the front of the spine, just the way that it is designed. Maybe those previous reasons for changing your body map so that you can appear a certain way on the outside that wasn't consistent with a way that it's designed on the inside, maybe those cause conflicts in your body map, which would then change some facial features as maybe the left nostril hangs a little bit more tight on your body, your right nostril. So that might warp your face a little bit. But as we are returning to design, as we are returning to the human design, is your body and face not being able to relax both sides properly, get this nice symmetrical face to the best of its ability. You don't even know what your muscles look like yet. Your muscle gonna change, your face gonna change. Maybe it changed. So what is beauty? It's feeling. Want to be beautiful. Well, breathe well. Be as beautiful as you can. Let your face be a reflection of your inner world, which can happen best by having the least conflict in your body map, so that it can be honest. Isn't beauty also something through motion? You see someone smile, not just the smile itself, but the motion of the smile. As we're reducing conflict in our inner inside world by learning ourselves, by knowing about ourselves, so we open ourselves up to feeling more beauty. When someone else feels beauty, and their face makes that face of pleasure because they felt beauty, and the mirror neurons in your body fire off to understand and to sync up and to want to be in the same moment with that person on the inside world. Would you not be more open to this feeling of beauty, to emulating, to getting it inside of your body, should your body be properly organized and ready to receive it? Like by you knowing where the body delivers its weight, when tension arises, when something funny happens, when you see someone being beautiful and your body wants to mimic it using mirror neurons. Doesn't it open you up more to this feeling of beauty when you yourself are focused on aligning yourself and knowing yourself so that you can feel more of this beauty thing? As these mirror neurons make it so easy for us to understand people, large swaths of people, subconsciously. Should you know your proper organization of yourself? Should you know the truth about yourself more? Are you not more susceptible to feeling this beauty? If you knew the truth about feeling the front of your shins and that you do not sit on your legs and that you have the back one third of your tongue is vertical, should you know all those great things about yourself? Are you not organized more readily to use your mirror neurons and emulate beauty when you see other people feel beauty and to feel beautiful? When you see other people feeling beautiful or looking beautiful, and then does not your face reflect a beautiful face as it feels beauty on the inside? Does that not make your face look beautiful as it's the mask of your respiratory system, right? It's the face of your respiratory system. So if you're breathing well, if you're feeling beauty, which means that you're breathing well, does your face not look more beautiful, you sexy beast, you? You symmetrically faced beauty, you. You symmetrically breathing, symmetrically faced. Wow, you're so pretty. You're so beautiful. Your face is so symmetrical. Yeah, it's because I'm breathing well, baby. Your breathing looks so symmetrical. Look at you. Look at you. Your breathing looks so symmetrical. Wow, you really look like you're placing the weight of the body on the front of the spine. Beautiful. Because what does that imply? That maybe this beauty thing might save you, right? Maybe this beauty feeling is so strong that it feels like, oh, okay. Like, this beauty thing is so strong that it's like it might be in the beholder. It might be defined by this feeling. It might be all encompassing. It might be coming from knowing the truth about yourself. It might be more accessed using your mirror neurons when you look at people. It might be easier to sync up with people when your body is more ready to feel beautiful. And how do we do that? By knowing more truths about ourselves. To be more poised to get this feeling so that when something beautiful we look at happens, it makes our body tense up. Because your body tense up in a way that is organized, in a way that you get a good breath next, so it feels beautiful. As in, it feels like it'll have you more in touch with this feeling that allows you to overcome and make you feel good in the next moment. You not want to be with somebody who can achieve that in themselves, so that using your mirror neurons, you can also be like them all the time and feel beautiful. So what does feel beautiful do? Help you overcome suffering. You're just like, ooh, wow, this moment feels good. I get a good breath and it's leading me to another good breath. We have all these outside numbers, these scientific expressions of what beauty is. You know, this pi, this golden ratio. What other numbers are beautiful? 8008. All these numbers that we try to define with beauty, right? Symmetry, we all these angles, blah, blah, blah. Angles. And those are all great. Those are all fantastic. And they help us put language on the outside world. All these things to define beauty with all these numbers. But is beauty also not described as this feeling? This non-linear feeling. This non-linear feeling. But this non-linear feeling, but we also have something to gauge it with as we're looking at the design of the body, of how the body wants to process this information like a canvas with paint on it. How does this feeling feel when it's placed on this canvas? Where does the feeling go, and how does it feel when placed on this canvas? What's a lot clearer when you have the canvas well understood at its neutral base point, which is the design of it, which is that you place the weight of the body on the front of the spine, and it's the rainbow arches at all the time, and not on the back of the spine. Imagine you place the weight at the back of the spine. You see something that's supposedly beautiful, but your weight of the body down is on the back of the spine. So when this thing happens and you react to it, freaking body gets all subluxed and doesn't feel good. You can't tell if that thing's beautiful because the way it's affecting your body is going to be such a kinesthetic blur. It's going to be a mush, as it's not ready to deal with outside information, as it's still confused about the inside information. Subluxations, bend the wrong way, or bend the elbow the wrong way. It's like you're already like this, and then you see some art, like, how beautiful is that going to be? Or what if your body was placed all organized well, properly with itself, well oriented with itself by how? By knowing more about the truth of itself so it can orient itself to its proper design. So that any conflict or any kind of excitement that happens in life contracts their body in a very pleasurable way, a beautiful way, a feels beautiful. It feels beautiful, you know? Feels beautiful. Feels beautiful. Oh, yes, beauty is indeed in the eye of the beholder. And thankfully, we have these mirror neurons, which will make it easy, like freaking lightning, to know when to do those things. But as long as your body is poised and ready to feel beautiful, is that not beauty itself? Is beauty not that feeling that you get when you see something attractive that makes you want to feel the weight of the body on the front of the spine? And isn't that easier when you know about placing the weight of the body on the front of the spine to feel good all the times? And it's the rainbow arches. To feel better, to know about those things, the truth about it. Can't you feel that feeling? With Power One. This beauty thing, literally a feeling. We're pretty good at using the outside world to define these things. Our outside world's getting crazy. It's getting crazy out there. We got so much technology. The fact that you're listening to this, wherever you are, wherever thou art, whether you're here and now or there in the future, this technology stuff is crazy. But aren't we the observers? Aren't we the stuff that's defining whether or not this stuff is crazy? Isn't our body feeling so good when we place the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all the times? There's infinity things to look at, but what if we looked at feeling the front of the shins? And that you do not sit on your legs. Your own design. The thing that moves you through this life. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you being here. And Pal go on. Using our sense of the world to make sense of the world. Achieving world peace through individual strength. The Best Feeling Network, welcome back to, and we'll see you soon on the No Nonsense Podcast. I'm your host, Herbie, and this has been Pal Go On. Feel the weight of the body down the front of the spine. And into the rainbow arches at all of the times. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Take it big easy.